Welcome to the Leader Mentality Show with Rob Clemens, and we are back here again. It's that time of month where we're talking about the League of Leaders, and we are at the Greg Rolls Legacy Theater. And in case you're wondering, this setting does look a little bit different this month because guess what? It's the holidays, and they have a huge show at the Greg Rolls Legacy Theater. It's going to be the Christmas show. You guys come on down and see it. It started on November 1st, and so I'm really pumped about it, and I think my guest is too, by the way.
Very excited. We've got our tickets.
Oh yeah, we already go get your tickets now before it sells out, right? So
absolutely.
And obviously, we do have a great guest with us. She is with the Grand Strand Miracle Leagues. Her name is Stephanie Warren. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done so many great things in this community, and when we started talking about the League of Leaders, we're looking for those people that are what I might call an unsung hero in the community. And what I mean by that is you're not out here beating your chest every day about all the things you're doing. We're not seeing a whole lot of selfies where you're walking around talking about all these things. You're just doing them, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very cool. So tell me a little bit about the Grand Strand Miracle Leagues. What are you guys doing out there?
So we have sports programs for individuals with disabilities, and we serve ages 4 and up. So we have a spring and fall program, so we are in the full throttle of our fall sports. So we have baseball, golf happening right now. So lots of fun. Our last game that we get to do is trick-or-treating the bases, and then we continue on with golf, and we get to finish that at putt-putt. So we have lots of fun with our players and just getting to help them grow their sporting abilities.
No, that's so cool. Now, as far as people who might be listening today, and if they haven't already heard about this, what types of people might get in? You know, when we talk about these disabilities and things, what would entitle you to have a disability and get involved?
So we're really open. Any disability. So that can be a cognitive disability. We have a lot of folks with autism. Maybe they have Down syndrome. Physical disabilities. They might be a wheelchair user. They might have a prosthetic limb. We have players that have ADHD. We have a whole range of things. We really don't limit our disabilities. We want folks who can be successful at our field, which means a supportive environment. We pair our players up with buddies. We have a safe field that's a rubberized surface, so it's easy for people to get around. It's safe if you fall. It's fenced in. So however that supports a player, we want you to come out and play with us. And so we hear a lot of times, especially with our younger players, maybe the player wasn't able to sit and be still, or couldn't quite follow the rules, and it didn't work in that environment. And they might come over to us, and it might be a great fit because as long as everybody's safe, we like to have a lot of fun in our field.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. What do you see from a person who's getting involved with this? What does it do for their morale and self-esteem to get out and be able to do these events?
Yeah, I mean, we see our players grow. They come out and see their friends. We don't have a cutoff age. So a lot of programs stop when an individual graduates school, which for an individual with disabilities can be age 21. And then a lot of times the programs there aren't a lot of things out there. And so we pride ourselves on being a place that anyone can continue to play. So we have players right now, I think up to age 63. But it's a social environment. You come out, you get to see your friends, you get to grow your skills, you get some exercise. It's really special, but I have to say, I get just as much out of it. It's the most joyous place you can ever be. And someone says, oh, what's it like going out there? And I said, it's pure joy. There's so much celebration. Not only is there excitement for their successes, but they're excited for their friends' successes. And there's not a happier place to be. So it's just joyful.
I can feel the spirit coming off of you while you're talking about it. It's such an amazing thing. And the people who have been involved with this over the years, have so many great community leaders, businesses get involved and can sponsor through this. But I just find that everybody to the person that comes out says, this was amazing and it feels so good. And they're getting involved year after year.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about the athletes. Are there some pretty good athletes that are coming on this?
There are some awesome athletes. We have, all sorts of skill levels. And we're always looking to help people grow. In addition to our rubberized fields for baseball, we also have 2 advanced teams that play Special Olympics regulation softball.
Wow.
And it's been really fun to see them grow. They go out and compete in tournaments, and so it's just amazing to see all the skill levels. We couldn't do it without our volunteers. We have the most dedicated group of coaches, the most incredible humans who come out and cheer on our players and help them and help us grow our programs and help us see where we can continue to grow, to challenge them to keep learning. And so we are blessed to have those folks out with us.
That's super cool. Tell me a little bit about what you need in volunteers. You know, when you talk about these volunteers, some of them are coaching and things, but what are you looking for? What do you still need more of?
We are always looking for buddies for our players.
Right.
Our team is growing. We have our biggest baseball group with over 200 athletes this fall. Our golf has grown to about 85 athletes from 18 when it first started.
Wow.
So huge growth, which is great. But we just need buddies who want to come out, have a positive attitude, and are just willing to be supportive cheerleaders. I always get people that are like, I don't know how to play sports. And I was like, if it was about playing sports, they wouldn't have hired me for this job. Right. But it's just about being a positive influence and just being out there and being helpful and, wanting to travel the bases and just being out there with them. It's, you do not have to be a master of any sport to come play. And I think once people get out there, we get them hooked because it is truly just a joyful day at the field.
Such a cool thing. What else are you doing out in the community? I know I've heard that you're very busy.
Yeah.
What all are you up to?
A little bit of everything. I have a wonderful reading buddy at the elementary school, which keeps me on my toes. And I love photography. That's always been a passion of mine. And one of my mentors years ago got me involved with the South Carolina Heart Gallery. And they help photograph youth that are in foster care. And they take these galleries around the state in an effort to get hopefully these youth adopted into forever homes. A lot of times they're older individuals who haven't quite found a home yet, and so it's such a special, I've met incredible kids. They want the simplest thing, they want a loving home to go into, and they're just spectacular. And so that's a very special way to get to share something that I love to do and hopefully help them gain something in their life. So just, if I can take something I know how to do and share it with somebody, it's the best way to use it.
What inspires you to be like this? I mean, because you're giving so much. Were you always like this?
I think my parents have always been involved in the community, and I think we have the most incredible set of friends, and I've seen that my whole life. I've had, teachers growing up in school who taught us to serve. I remember our guidance counselor in 8th grade, we had a service learning class, and we got to go out and serve the community. And so I feel like growing up here in Myrtle Beach, there's just been so many examples of people that are out serving the community simply to do it. And I think that is, they showed me how to do that and how I can be out there just serving folks and seeing a need and hopefully helping out in any way.
I'll tell you, the great thing about life, and one of the reasons I do the Leader Mentality Show is for that reason. Sometimes you're out there and you've done something that's inspired somebody to be better, or you've done something that might have encouraged somebody and you didn't even realize you did it. I think back to these people who in your upbringing, you just said, hey, it was a teacher in school, and it was a program, and it was my parents, and here you are giving it back to other people. And any one of those kids that ends up getting adopted by a loving family could go on and change their life. That is very powerful. Well, good for you on that. I appreciate that. So what's your favorite thing to do? I mean, when you're out here just doing these things, what is the fun?
I don't know if I have anything in particular that's my favorite. I think that there's so many different opportunities to get to grow and learn that I just enjoy them as they come along.
You said you have a reading buddy. What are you reading when you're like, okay, when it's your time, Stephanie needs to get some good, peace, and you're going to read. What are you going to?
I'm really terrible. I'm a book buyer. And Eileen Soyson, who does Leadership Grand Strand, would be so upset with me because she says leaders are readers, and I buy all the books she recommends, and they are sitting on my nightstand right now to read.
Just a stack of them.
Sometimes at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm done, and I kind of crash and don't read as much. But
Eileen, I'm
working on it. But no, I have some wonderful books from my Leadership Grand Strand time. There's QBQ, Question Behind the Question, and there was another one about, just having critical conversations and some of those things that help you grow as a leader and as a person, because you can definitely apply those to your personal life as well as work. And then I always love a good beach read, something quick and fun that I can read if I'm getting a little time to relax.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. And by the way, as we're about to get into a little bit about your story, as always, I do want to thank our sponsors, which are Paradise Financial Strategies, the Greg Rolls Legacy Theater. Come check those guys out. Of course, Leader Mentality always wants to be involved with this, and just a great time. So good to have you back with us. Tell us a little bit about how you got here. And it's important to me for people to hear your journey, because sometimes people just see you out there working and smiling and doing all the things you're doing, but how you got here is as important as anything. So tell us about your career to this point.
getting to Miracle League is a little bit full circle.
Okay.
I volunteered through Key Club, and the Kiwanis Club sponsored us. When I was in high school, the field was built.
Okay.
And so I showed up on the first day, and I got paired with a buddy, and I was buddies with Steven all 4 years of high school. I always joke I'm a Gamecock, and so he's the only person I'll wear orange for, because we were Orioles.
Right.
And we played until he moved away, and so that was where my love of Miracle League happened. We were the second field in the country here, which is kind of crazy, and this kind of what I would think of at the time as a small community. We've obviously grown a lot in 23 years. To have the second field of its kind is incredible, and so that was really special. And so my journey after grad school took me to New York, and I worked in nonprofit theater off Broadway for 10 years. The pandemic brought me back home, which was exactly where I needed to be, and I worked at an agency for a bit, and then the prior executive director announced her retirement, and somebody else in the community, just is one of those people that saw the potential in me that I didn't. I saw the job and I was like, I don't know if I'm the right fit. I don't know if I have all the skills. It's all of those things that go through your mind. And I went to lunch with somebody and they said it was for something else. And she goes, we don't need to talk about that. She goes, you need to take this job.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, because I don't think I had the confidence or whatever it was to know that it was definitely it. And it was, it's been the most incredible journey. It's exactly where I'm supposed to be. I love working in nonprofits, and I just love the Miracle League. So that's how, I kind of got to where I was, which is a sort of roundabout long trip. But I have a long history with the organization, and just it's incredible to see its growth, and I'm excited to be a part of taking it on the ride for the next years.
It's amazing as I talk to you. I've talked to a lot of people in leadership positions, and you have different styles. Some people are like, I'm going for this and I've got to be the one, and you took more of the style of, hey, look, I don't even know, am I qualified for this? And somebody had to kind of give you a little bit of a nudge, but you're doing a great job with it, of course. Now you're getting awarded as League of Leaders, which is, the pinnacle of anybody's career.
No, it's wonderful. I think that's the gift of having people in your life that can see you and see things that you maybe don't in that moment, and can help lead you on a path that they know is right for you. And I knew I wanted to do it, but I needed that extra push.
Sometimes you got to get a little push in, and then you can give it back to somebody else. What did you think you wanted to do when you were a little girl? Like when you're a 8-year-old, what are you thinking?
I think I kind of went into college thinking I would do kind of journalism and photography. I always loved photography, and my dad was like, I don't know if that's quite the right fit, and I ended up changing to public relations, which was the best thing for me. I love planning events, and I love being around people, but I like being in the background. I like making things happen, and so that was a good fit for me. And I continued in grad school with integrated communications, and so I've always just kind of had this world of marketing, but being a nonprofit, you wear all the hats, so you got to do events, and we had shows happening, and you ran a box office team, and then you'd work with development, so I got to learn from all the departments, and so I think that was something that has helped me so much as I've come into this position, is just watching so many people at the height of their careers and getting to see them work, and them being so gracious when I had questions or nosed in, that I got to learn from that, and now use that or go to them as I have questions.
There's a likability factor too. When you're looking for advice from people, your general demeanor will often make people either want to help you or not help you.
Yeah.
And you kind of taking the side. I can see people would just be like, I'll help you out. Let's go. I'll show you everything I know. Yeah. So public relations, I find that so powerful for any business.
Absolutely.
Like any business, no matter what you do. Tell me something that in public relations that businesses should be doing that they're not doing.
Just getting out there and being human, and really sharing that story and letting people connect with you. We all know the business line, but they want to know the humans that are in there. We really, for us, we've taken an approach. We really want our players to tell our story. That's who's out there.
Yeah.
My players have the most incredible abilities, and I want you to see that. And so any opportunity we get, we let them tell our story, because they're out there playing the sports. But have folks tell your story and let us get to know people, because it's that personal connection that keeps us connected. I think of where my mom goes to get our cars fixed, and she knows her. She takes some sausage balls. It's this whole thing, and she's like, you've got your appointment, you're all set, and then you go in and they know, and it's that relationship.
Wait, your mom has taken them sausage balls?
Yep, she'll go in and see them, and then they have a whole thing. There's this whole thing, but it's
whenever she's scheduling her oil change, they're like, oh, good, sausage balls are coming.
She's coming. But it's one of those things where we have a relationship, and we would literally go nowhere else, because that is our place.
Man.
And it's those relationships that keep you connected, especially we're a big small town.
Yeah. No, that's well said. And honestly, I believe that with leader mentality, I love that you're saying what you're saying, because I felt like that so many companies focus on what we do and they just talk about what we do. Hey, you know, I'm Greg Roll's Legacy Theater. We play music, and it's like that. It's hard to relate to that, but when people see Greg Roll's out in the public and his media team and his wife Brandy and everybody, that's what you connect with. That's what makes you want to do business with somebody in 2024. So you just said it. You know, connect with your people. Have your customers talk about what you do. It's almost like the old thing when you're bragging on yourself. It's kind of hard to get inspired. Well, then I won this award, and then I won League of Leaders, and you know, people want to be inspired by somebody who's not talking about themselves. So that's cool. Very cool. So what's up next for you and the Grand Strand Miracle League?
So our biggest fundraiser of the year is coming up. So we do an event called Songwriters in the Round. This is our 20th anniversary, and we bring in 4 Nashville songwriters who come in and share their joy of music and stories with our audience. We actually have expanded. We do it over 2 nights. So it's a Friday and a Saturday, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And we have a low country book cafe. It's casual. There's cocktails, and then folks gather around the stage and get to come and see you know, some wonderful music, and that's our biggest fundraiser. It really helps us raise up a third to half of our budget.
Wow.
So it's a wonderful event for us, and then we will wrap up our year with our holiday party for our players. So that is the time that they get their medals for the sports they've participated in, and we just have a big celebration of their accomplishments for the year and kind of wrap us up in December before we get rolling again for our spring season.
So cool. It sounds like some tears might be involved. Tears of happiness.
It's all party. It's all party. No, there's no tears. It's all party.
Well, that's good. That's my kind of party, because I start seeing tears, I start clamming up. You know, that's part of my leader mentality.
No, it is all fun and smiles.
No, that's awesome. So going back to that songwriter thing, 4 Nashville artists come down and songwriters, and they meet with the people and they sing some songs.
Yeah,
and
they share all of their music, and they've written for all sorts of folks. Like their bios are incredible. They're some of the top songwriters in Nashville, and they come and share, you know, some of the songs you'll hear because they're on the radio right now and you know them, and some of them they may have written and you may be hearing them first before anybody's picked them up. So it's a cool way to get to see both sides of music. And Philip Lamans is the head songwriter, and he and his wife actually used to live in Merle's Inlet, and now they live in Nashville, and he comes every year and he helps recruit the other folks that come down, and he does a few of these elsewhere, and he says this is his favorite. The crowd is incredible. We have wonderful folks that come year after year, and the songwriters love it as much as the audience does.
That's very cool. Where can people get tickets to that?
Yeah, so we have our website, songwritersmb.org, has all the information about the event, and people can get tickets on there.
Very cool. And what kind of a crowd will you draw to that?
All sorts of folks. We have a lot of businesses that we're very fortunate that come and sponsor. I think people love it because it's a casual, you know, it's a little chilly. We're in a dry dock storage space, so it's your best casual jacket and comfy clothes. So I think people enjoy that they get to come to an event and not have to dress up.
No, bow tie.
There's
and
no
all that.
bow ties, but everybody's in their comfy best, and we have wonderful business owners and all sorts of folks along the Grand Strand that come out.
Rumor is Michael Sokolic, who puts this on, is going to wear a top hat and bring his cane. That's what I've heard.
Oh, look at it spin. That is perfect.
So how many people will attend that? I mean,
we can max out about 240 a night.
Okay.
So we have a nice little space
So
there.
it's a nice size group, but it's also close enough that you're really close
intimate.
up.
Yeah, the actual stage is a square, and there's no deeper than about 4 rows. So it's a very, very small, intimate evening.
Man, I think I need to get tickets to that. I thought, all right, we're going to catch up later. I'm going to get some tickets. So, all right, well, hey, listen, Stephanie, it's been great having you on. Grand Strand Miracle Leagues, you're doing a great thing.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Keep up the hard work. And how can people find out more about you?
People can visit our website, which is gsmiracleleagues.org. And everything is up there about our schedules, how to register, how to volunteer. Everything is up there.
Very nice. Well, congratulations again. Great to have you on the show. We do want to thank, once again, Paradise Financial Strategies. We want to thank the Greg Rolls Legacy Theater. Come check them out for the Christmas show starting on November 1st. And we'll look forward to seeing you all next time on the Leader Mentality Show with Rob Clemens.